Here in the U.S., the Democrats had this big fiesta out in California, and all of the progressive left was there talking about socialism and social programs and all this great stuff. And John Hickenlooper, another guy who should be on this container because he's in the 1% club, got up there to speak at a Democratic convention. And take a look at this clip, but they booed him.
Socialism is not the answer. I was reelected in a purple state in 2014, one of the worst years for Democrats in a quarter century.
Adam, this is your party, and here's a guy who's saying, hey, I'm with you. I'm a Democrat, okay, but I don't want to go all the way to the progressive socialism left, and he's getting booed. So is the party going that far left?
So if you look issue by issue, and we'll talk about Medicare for all, because that's the big issue. That's the hot button. That's the hot topic. We have 35 to 45,000 people every single year dying due to lack of health care coverage. That doesn't happen in any other country in the world that has a first world countries. I'm not talking about like Somalia, those other countries. But there's a reason why it has 70% approval rating. There's other issues as well. So LBJ and FDR were both painted as socialists when they ran. Now, LBJ was a pretty conservative Texas Democrat. He did some other things in there as well, but that Social Security was painted as socialism. Today, it's one of the most popular programs we have in the United States. And also, I think we do really need to be having the conversation about paying for things. We do have that about Medicare for all, about college, but we never have that discussion about how we pay for military upgrades and things like that. That, just putting it blankly, today we don't need to be upgrading our planes to F-35s. We don't dogfight any other countries.
Manny, should we have a military or should we have Medicare for all?
Of course we need to have a really strong military.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, look at what's going on with Iran now, North Korea. Are you kidding me? I mean, look, here's the bottom line. Mark my words. No socialist will ever, identified socialist saying, I'm a socialist, will become the president of the United States ever. The Democratic Party is not a socialist party. Socialism
it wasn't
works
founded that way, you would think.
Socialism works in local elections. Don't forget, Bernie Sanders, before he became a Democrat, at one point was an independent. Then
he's still an independent.
He still came
back.
He
identifies as a Democrat right now. But hey, Adam, listen. Venezuela just reported yesterday 130,000% inflation, which makes $1 worth like 1/1000th of a penny.
But you can point at other issues that are involved with how that came about. For one, we've been sanctioning them to hell for quite some time now. And we're doing the same thing with Iran, and they're having a lot of instability as well.
They were conspiring with Iran, Cuba, Russia.
Again,
so, I mean, they should be sanctioned, right?
I'm not saying there shouldn't be some kind of indications and things that we do to show them, that they can't run amok. But sanctioning these countries has very strong indicators and has a lot of domestic problems that arise from that as well. And that also took place based on making their currency completely on oil, which was not a good thing to do, obviously, that they're seeing that now.
Manny, you're a brilliant attorney. You ran for office. You understand both sides, the private sector, the public sector. Can you think of one time in history where socialism worked?
Absolutely not. And what you need to do is you need to talk to people in this country, like for Brighton Beach, for example. Go to Brighton Beach and speak to people who came from Russia. Ask them what they think about socialism. Ask them what their life was like there. Ask them what their life is like here. That's why these people who come to this country, not surprisingly, become very conservative. When they come from socialist countries, coming to the United States, they actually become conservative.
Adam?
So I need to weigh in on this. For one, no one is pushing any kind of programs here like what they had in Russia back decades ago. That's not what we're doing here. Making sure Medicare medical coverage is able to be, taken advantage of for every single American is not socialism. I mean, if you think that socialism, the rest of the world is socialist. Making sure people can go to college is something that they have in Scandinavian countries, and they're actually rated the top of the world as far as business freedom. So when we talk about socialism, first of all, there's many veins of it. No one is pushing for authoritarian socialism, which is what we keep talking about here. We're really kind of weighing in on hyperbole and not really what is, going to give people the ability to do things that make us Americans and make us great.